You believe intelligence alone makes you powerful. You are wrong. In a world of predators, cleverness without strategy is just another form of weakness. Today, I will teach you the 5 rules that allow the few to dominate the many and ensure you are never the prey again. Do you know why most people lose in life? It's not because they lack intelligence, resources, or even ambition. It's because they fail to understand one simple truth: reality doesn't matter. Only perception does. Power belongs to those who know how to control the story everyone else believes. If you want to outsmart anyone, you must first master the art of shaping illusions. People do not see you as you are. They see you as they think you are, and that image decides how they treat you, how they respond to you, and whether they follow you or crush you. Think about it. When you walk into a room, do people sense confidence, authority, danger, or do they see uncertainty and weakness hiding behind forced smiles? Most individuals spend their lives hoping others will understand them, but power is never given to those who beg to be understood. Power belongs to those who design how they are perceived. You must become an architect of appearances. Strength must radiate from you, even in moments of doubt. If you're struggling internally, let no one know. Mask your insecurities so well that even you begin to believe the role you play. When people sense certainty, they naturally defer to it. And when they defer to it, you gain control. Understand this: the masses crave an image to follow. They need symbols, not complicated truths. They want to believe in something greater, something decisive, something that gives them direction. Give them that image and they will surrender their doubts to you willingly. Appearances, in their eyes, become reality. And once you control what they see, you control how they behave. But controlling the illusion isn't about lying to everyone around you in childish ways. It's about strategic storytelling. Every gesture you make, every word you speak, and every action you take either builds or destroys the narrative you're projecting. You must decide what you want people to believe, and then live that story so convincingly that even your enemies are forced to respect it. There's a reason rulers wear crowns and soldiers wear uniforms. Symbols tell a story without words. Your posture, your tone, your silence, your calculated displays of power, all of it creates the illusion that keeps others guessing, respecting, even fearing you. If you appear weak, they will test you. If you appear unsure, they will manipulate you. But if you appear composed and in control, they will hesitate. And hesitation is where your advantage begins. The mistake most people make is revealing too much of themselves. They think honesty wins trust, but honesty without strategy is just self-sabotage. Never reveal your full thoughts. Never show your entire hand. Allow people to see only what strengthens your position. Hide your struggles, disguise your intentions, and let others underestimate you when it serves your purpose. Illusion gives you room to maneuver, while they remain trapped by what they think they know about you. And here's the most dangerous truth about illusion: once you control how others see you, they will protect that image for you. People hate admitting they were fooled, so they will defend the version of you they believe in. Even if it's false, they will spread your myth for you, making your illusion stronger than any truth could ever be. So ask yourself, right now, what image do you project to the world? Is it an image that commands respect, or one that invites exploitation? If your illusion is weak, your reality will always be at the mercy of those who know how to play this game better than you. If your illusion is strong, even your enemies will become part of your performance, dancing to the rhythm you set without realizing it. Everyone has a weakness. Everyone. Even the ones who appear untouchable. Even the ones who seem disciplined, cold, and impenetrable. Beneath their polished exterior lies something they fear, something they desire, something they can't control. And if you want to outsmart anyone, your job is to find it, understand it, and use it to your advantage. People love to pretend they are rational creatures, guided by logic and reason. But strip away their masks, and you'll find that almost every decision they make is driven by pride, vanity, greed, insecurity, or lust for recognition. Some crave approval so desperately that they will betray their own values just to be admired. Others fear rejection so deeply that they will obey anyone who promises them protection. Many believe they are too smart to be manipulated, ironically makes them the easiest to control. To exploit weakness, you must first learn to observe without being noticed. Listen more than you speak. Watch how people react under pressure. Notice what makes their eyes light up, what makes their voice shake, what makes them overreact. Pay attention to their subtle tells, the words they repeat, the stories they insist on telling, the insults that seem to sting more than others. Weakness reveals itself in patterns, and once you see those patterns, you'll never look at people the same way again. But understanding weakness is not about exposing it in public. No, that is crude and counterproductive. True power lies in making people's weaknesses work for you while they remain unaware. Feed their ego when you need their loyalty. Challenge their pride when you need their aggression pointed at someone else. Offer them what they secretly crave, and they will believe you are their ally, even as you tighten your grip on them. Some weaknesses are rooted in ambition. These are the easiest to manipulate because ambitious people are often blind to subtle traps. Dangle the promise of recognition, wealth, or influence, and they will leap into action, thinking they are chasing their dream, when in reality they are serving yours. Others are driven by fear, the fear of losing status, fear of failure, fear of being forgotten. When you know what someone is afraid of, you can guide their choices without ever giving them an order. The most dangerous weakness, however, is vanity. Vanity makes people crave validation, and validation is one of the cheapest currencies in the world. A simple compliment, a small gesture of admiration, can turn even the most suspicious opponent into a willing participant in their own manipulation. Vanity blinds people to reality because they would rather believe the illusion you feed them than face the uncomfortable truth about themselves. You must also learn to conceal your own weaknesses. Nothing invites attack faster than exposing the same vulnerabilities you exploit in others. Be guarded, disciplined, unpredictable. Let them think they've figured you out, while in reality, they are dancing to a rhythm you set long before they noticed the music. This approach requires patience. You cannot rush the process of understanding someone's flaws. People reveal themselves gradually, especially when they think no one is watching. So you wait. You listen. You let them talk about themselves, because people love to confess their weaknesses disguised as strengths. They will brag about their ambitions, complain about their insecurities, and show you exactly where to strike, all while thinking they are impressing you. And when you finally act, do it with precision. Exploiting weakness is not about crushing someone. It's about bending them to your will without them realizing it. They should believe they are making their own choices, even as you guide them toward the outcome you planned. This is how kings are crowned, how rivals destroy themselves, and how empires are built without lifting a sword. Most people believe deception is simply about telling lies. They think it's about fabricating stories or tricking people with clever words. But deception, true deception, is an art. It is not the clumsy act of covering up reality. It is the precise manipulation of reality itself. It is the ability to make people see what you want them to see, believe what you want them to believe, and act in ways they think are their own idea. You must understand something fundamental. People do not crave the truth. They crave comfort, certainty, and stories that make sense of their world. And when you provide those stories, they will follow them willingly, even if the stories are crafted for your gain. The truth often frightens people or leaves them confused. But a well-constructed illusion, one that feels familiar and reassuring, is irresistible. The key to mastering deception is subtlety. The best lies are those that contain fragments of truth. A perfect deception feels so natural, so believable, no one questions it. In fact, the strongest deception is one where people convince themselves. You simply plant the seed, and they water it with their own fears, hopes, expectations. Timing is everything. A poorly timed deception collapses under scrutiny. One delivered at the right moment becomes reality before anyone realizes what happened. Imagine a chessboard. If you lie too early, you expose yourself. If you wait too long, your opportunity disappears. But when your opponent is distracted, overconfident, or desperate, that is when you move, and they never see it coming. Deception also requires discipline. The most dangerous mistake a deceiver can make is becoming intoxicated by their own cleverness. If you start lying for pleasure, purpose, you lose control. Every deception must serve a strategy. Ask yourself, does this manipulation bring me closer to my goal, or am I simply feeding my ego? The art of deception is not about chaos. It is about precision, order, and control. Consider how powerful this skill is. You can neutralize threats without confrontation. You can gain loyalty without begging for it. You can lead people to destroy their own defenses, believing they are protecting themselves. You can make enemies fight each other while you stand untouched, appearing innocent to all. And the beauty of it, people rarely hate the deceiver. They hate themselves for being deceived, and so they prefer to keep believing the illusion rather than admit they were fooled. To master deception, you must study human behavior. Observe what people want to believe, not just what they claim to believe. Most individuals will accept a lie if it aligns with their desires. Tell a greedy man he deserves more, and he'll trust you. Tell an ambitious man he's destined for greatness, and he'll follow you blindly. Tell the fearful man that you can protect him, and he'll hand you his power without resistance. Deception works best when it reflects what people secretly wish to be true. At times, deception means hiding your intentions entirely. Do not reveal your ambition until it's too late for anyone to stop you. Let them think you are harmless. Let them underestimate you. Let them laugh at you if they must. Because when they finally realize what you've built, it will already be too late for them to dismantle it. But remember, this deception is not only about what you say, it's about what you don't say. Silence can be more powerful than words. A carefully timed pause, a vague expression, a half-truth delivered with confidence. These can do more damage than any elaborate lie. People will fill in the blanks themselves, and often, their imagination will create a story far more convincing than anything you could have invented. Power is fragile when it relies on love alone. Love is fickle, easily swayed by emotion, circumstances, and whispers from rivals. Fear, on the other hand, is stable. Fear anchors authority because it forces respect, even from those who secretly despise you. But here lies the danger: too much fear turns to hatred, and hatred breeds rebellion. The true art of dominance is to walk the razor's edge, commanding fear without provoking the kind of loathing that drives people to destroy you. Understand the psychology of those you wish to control. People respect strength, even if they resent it. They may curse your name in private, they will still follow the one who can protect them or punish them. Fear creates order. Fear makes people predictable. Yet, if they begin to hate you deeply, they will risk everything just to see you fall. Hatred is chaos, and chaos undermines power faster than weakness ever could. The balance begins with how you project your authority. When you must act ruthlessly, do so with purpose, never with emotion. Punish only when it benefits your position, never to satisfy anger or ego. If you strike without reason, you seem unstable. If you strike with calculated precision, they see you as inevitable. And inevitability is terrifying in a way that inspires obedience rather than rebellion. Kindness, too, must be calculated. Show mercy not because you are compassionate, because it strengthens your position. Let them believe you are capable of generosity, but only on your terms. When people think you can both punish and protect, they begin to see you as essential. They may not love you, but they will convince themselves that life without you would be far worse. Symbols matter here. Appear untouchable, yet accessible. Powerful, yet human enough that they can justify serving you. A leader who seems invincible inspires fear, but a leader who occasionally shows measured gestures of goodwill keeps hatred at bay. People must believe that your dominance benefits them, even if that belief is nothing more than another illusion you carefully construct. Consider how fear truly works. It is not always about grand displays of violence or public demonstrations of power. Sometimes it's about the subtler forms of control, the glance that silences a room, the reputation that travels ahead of you, the knowledge that crossing you has consequences they can't afford to face. Fear does not require constant action. In fact, the most effective fear is quiet, lingering, and self-sustaining. People police themselves when they believe you are always watching, even when you are not. But to maintain this balance, you must understand the limits of force. Too much oppression creates desperation, and desperation gives birth to heroes. People willing to die just to topple you. That is why you must let people believe they have just enough freedom to feel safe, just enough hope to keep dreaming, and just enough access to your favor to keep striving. A skilled ruler gives the appearance of fairness, while quietly tightening control behind the scenes. You must also master your image. The feared individual who smiles strategically, who speaks rarely but decisively, who seems both above petty squabbles and capable of decisive cruelty. This is the person no one wishes to provoke, yet everyone wishes to impress. Fear without hatred turns your presence into a kind of mythology. They tell stories about you, stories that exaggerate your power, stories that keep them in line without you ever lifting a finger. Power is not taken by accident. It is crafted, calculated, and executed with precision by those who understand the rules that others ignore. Control the illusion so the world sees only what you want it to see. Exploit the flaws of others so their weaknesses become the foundation of your strength. Master the art of deception so you can guide reality without force. Be feared, but not hated, so your authority stands unchallenged, yet never unstable. And when the moment comes, strike with absolute advantage, leaving no room for resistance, no space for reversal.